Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Canal Algérie's Midnight 3 Bulletin. To the headlines. Algerians hailed the instructions of the President of the Republic and expressed their relief following his periodic meeting with the representatives of the national press, in which the President addressed issues related to the social front, politics, economy and diplomacy. The Minister of Interior, Local Collectivities and Territory Planning, Brahim Merad, on an inspection visit to Janet province, where he inspects the airport of Janet and inaugurates several development projects. The Algerian television reveals its rich Ramadan special program composed of a variety of shows with the participation of an array of artists. Welcome again. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, held a periodic meeting with the representatives of the national press, during which he discussed various issues in many fields. A summary of the entire interview with Manal Ammari.
The President of the Republic affirmed during this periodic meeting his discontent with the processing rate of many project files. He expressed his firm rejection of the excuses and justifications given for these delays, stating as an example the project to set up a 700-kilometer railway, which will supposedly be done by 2030, adding that we are in the midst of a revolution and that files which used to be processed within a year need to be processed within 2 to 3 months, while respecting all the standards. As for the generalization of digitization of all life aspects in Algeria, President Tebboune confirmed that digitization will become a reality by will or by force. He also addressed regional and international issues and hailed the outcomes of the National Congress of the Polisario Front held in Western Sahara, which led to transparent and fair elections. The President also reiterated that Algeria and its citizens, who are proud of their patriotism among other nations, do not cave to no one under any circumstances. And while addressing the regional and international role that Algeria plays, the President affirmed that Algeria is a known economic and political power with strong friendship and brotherly links connecting it to other countries of the world. As for solving the Libyan crisis, President Tebboune confirmed that a political solution can only come from the Libyans themselves through transparent and credible elections, which require the participation of all the Libyan people. While discussing our bilateral relations with Spain, President Tebboune expressed his regret for the current state of the relations, adding that the Spanish side should assume full responsibility.
The firm statements made by the President of the Republic during the periodic meeting, which reflect the hopes and ambitions of the Algerian citizen, were widely welcomed by Algerians, as we will see in these reactions gathered by Najwa Jiddi in this story commented by Rania Al-Bahri.
The President of the Republic made a breakthrough in the pattern of the prevailing relationship between the officials and citizens, and rejected the exhausting repetition of mistakes and evaluated each sector with the balance of what it has and what it owes, with its usual pragmatism that the citizen understands and respects. President Tebboune did a lot for the country. It's not the same as before, as there was a lot of corruption, and people cannot do this anymore. Through his speech, it became clear that the president was strict. And this indicates that he really wants a change and put an end to this bureaucracy. We support our president, who gave us promises and realized them. Now all the people stand with him. The President of the Republic provided information and details, through which he removed the confusion, cleared up the rumors, renewed the will to fight bureaucracy and move towards digitization by will or by force, and warned all those who failed and targeted the citizens' livelihood. The President spoke for an hour and a half, and he continuously emphasized that Algerian citizens deserve the best.
He stated that the citizen is a red line, meaning that there are some decisions previously taken by officials that are not in line with the citizens' interests. Thank God and thanks to the decisions of the President of the Republic, who stressed that officials must stand on the development project in various fields.
The response received from citizens was positive and supported the President's decisions and guidelines, through which he raised the level of confidence after his approval in increase in wages and grants to retirees, which will be carried out before the holy month of Ramadan, in addition to 47% increase in 2024.
Raising wages for workers in 2024 is a good thing. The increase will reach 47%, and this is a significant number.
Accumulated problems of 600,000 pre-employment contract holders were finally resolved in a short time, followed by another step to terminate each fixed-term employment contract by the end of December 2023. This is how the President followed the traditions of his media meetings, presenting numbers and setting deadlines.
Through these 600,000 job positions, a large number of our problems will be solved. We thank the President for his attention to the citizen, especially because he wants to improve the citizen's life.
These decisions were taken by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, to put an end to inaction, gaining time, plunging the citizen into bureaucracy, and shutting the doors in the face of everyone who practices arm-twisting politics, stressing that Algeria and its people don't cave to no one under any circumstances.
أنا عدوي الحالي هو عدم التنمية.
In the parliamentary activity, the Speaker of the National People's Assembly, Brahim Boughali, reiterated Algeria's position in support of fair causes. In a speech during the proceedings of the 34th Conference of the Arab Inter-Parliamentary Union, held in the Iraqi capital Baghdad, under the theme Arab Support to Enhance Iraq's Stability and its Sovereignty, Boughali added that the meeting is an opportunity to join the efforts toward achieving the strategic goals imposed by the aspirations of the Arab people, especially in the current international context, calling on for continuous support for the Palestinian cause, especially for the attainment of a full membership in the United Nations. Let's listen.
In the light of the accelerated changes that the world is experiencing, this is an opportunity presented to us to focus our efforts on the strategic objectives imposed by the Arab peoples who aspire to peace, security, development, and distinction among nations. Algeria reiterates its support for just causes and its solidarity with our brothers in Syria, Libya, Lebanon, Sudan, and Somalia to overcome the difficult economic conditions. We hope to see them recover their stability, unity, and full sovereignty over their lands and wealth as soon as possible. We must continue our support for the just cause of the Palestinian people until the building of an independent Palestinian state with Al-Quds as its capital. As recommended at the Arab Summit held in Algiers, we must support Palestine's right to obtain full membership in the UN.
توجه دولة فلسطين للحصول على العضوية الكاملة في الأمم المتحدة.
Still in parliamentary cooperation, the Speaker of the National People's Assembly, Brahim Boughali, met on Saturday in Baghdad his counterpart, the Speaker of the Qatari Shura Council, Hassan bin Abdullah Al Ghanem, where both parties discussed the current state of the distinguished bilateral relations between the two countries. Additionally, the two parties examined means to continue promoting bilateral cooperation to more prosperous prospects, especially on the parliamentary level by activating the two parliamentary friendship groups of the two bodies. At the headquarters of the Sharjah Advisory Council in the UAE, the Arab Parliament for the Child held on Saturday its third session that revolves around promoting the right of children to participate in parliamentary activity, which is considered one of the four core principles of the Convention on the Rights of the Child, which has been ratified by most Arab countries. Pursuant to the instructions of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, the Minister of Interior, Local Collectivities and Territory Planning, Brahim Red, paid on an inspection and working visit to the province of Janet, where he inspected the airport of the province as well as other development projects.
The Minister of Interior, Local Authorities and National Planning, Ibrahim Murad, paid an inspection and a work visit to the province of Janat, where he said an examination of the measures taken, aiming to facilitate the entry of tourists to the province via Sheikh Hamoud bin al-Mukhtar Airport, a way to promote Saharan tourism.
جانت الولاية المتحدة أول شيء الخصوصيات تاعها.
The airport is among the resources of Janat. It is important to develop local resources in the sector of tourism and mining. The Minister of Environment and Renewable Energies is here to encourage the province to become an environmental pole, thanks to energy transition, in order to make this province an attractive pole at the local and national level, while ensuring the conditions likely to boost the trade activities in this border province. The Minister of Interior and after that laid the foundation stone of a 400 rental public housing, then to the inauguration of the headquarters of the public purse. The Minister of Interior continued his working visit by inspecting and inaugurating several facilities of his sector.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the national community abroad presented on Saturday its condolences to the families of the 2 Algerians killed in Mecca on February 20th, ensuring that the case is being followed up with the parties concerned in order to clarify the circumstances. The Central Unit of the General Directorate of National Security has disabled the criminal group that illegally established a subsidiary of a foreign bank not licensed in Algeria and headquartered in the Republic of Lithuania. This operation comes after a year of in-depth investigations. The members of the criminal group were arrested and presented last weekend before the public prosecutor near the Economic and Financial Pole of the Sidi Mohammed Court in Algiers. The people arrested are charged with violating foreign exchange regulations and capital movement abroad. After the Spanish solidarity caravans to the Sahrawi refugees, this time Italians expressed their solidarity with the last colony in Africa. An Italian medical mission alongside members of the Algerian Red Crescent began starting Saturday a visit to the Sahrawi refugee camps. This delegation is composed of doctors and medical specialists in different fields. Morocco is on the verge of social collapse. Every day, Moroccans take to the streets of different cities of the kingdom to denounce a chaotic socio-economic situation. In its latest report, the World Bank warns of the threats of collapse of the purchasing power of citizens. Its latest report on food security of the World Bank classified Morocco in the red zone. The same global financial institution warned that inflation persists and is at a record high from 4.3% in January 2022 to 14.4% in November of the same year. A Moroccan association condemned the Makhzen regime's repetitive violations of human rights and freedoms as a reaction to the regular protests by the population. The Moroccan Association of Human Rights condemned the government's actions suppressing the various rights and freedoms in face of the growing protests of Moroccans denouncing the deteriorating life conditions and its impact on the purchasing power of citizens. The special Ramadan program scheduled was announced on Friday at the Abdelatif Farhal International Conferences Center. This event was attended by representatives of economic enterprises as well as a wide range of artists. Report by Ikram Qadi, commentary by Manal Ammali.
An array of artists will enter and liven up Algerian homes through their television screens during the month of Ramadan 2023. A rich program has been put together by the national television to showcase and honor Algerian culture with all its diversity. I am part of 2 cinematic works, the first one with the national television in a film entitled Harat Shuhada, alongside producer Mehdi Tzabast and a large number of artists.
I hope that the audience would be happy with our work. It is my goal to make our family satisfied. My participation at the national television for the month of Ramadan will be through a show called Rakun Fil Bal. We want to shed light on artists who gave a lot for Algerian art but are now sadly forgotten.
A diversified schedule which includes 100% locally produced soap operas, shows, and more will be broadcasted to satisfy all tastes throughout Ramadan. You will see me in a drama series called Dama with producer Yahya Mzaham that you will hopefully like. The Algerian identity and streamlining expenses are two principles on which the programming of this schedule is based, with a fully Algerian production. For the special Ramadan program, the Algerian television prepared a diverse program to satisfy the tastes of all societal categories, including children.
Considered as one of the most beautiful museums in Algeria, with its cultural and archaeological heritage dating back to prehistory. All of these unique works of art are present in Sétif province. Sabrina Ferginit once again.
These splendid artistic productions, full of history and culture, are all gathered in one of the most marvelous museums of the country. Here we find mosaic, pottery, ancient coins, and other works of art. It is the first museum that opened its doors after the independence of Algeria, and it matches the international standards. We find here an important chronological civilization, which is universal too, like the collection of Ain al-Hnish. After several archaeological dig and research operations, works of art dating back to prehistory antiquity were found. Now they are serving this museum with the most diverse, rare and beautiful collection. We have a significant collection representing mosaic dating back to the 3rd and the end of the 4th century, such as Bacchus, which is a unique one in the world. This museum obviously attracts art enthusiasts, researchers and also curious people who will travel back in time to the most important eras, including Algeria's history, a patrimony that should definitely be preserved.
With that, our news edition comes to a close. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.